Hey Bean, did you like Shockwave? Yeah, how was it?
It was amazing.
Did you go gray?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, and we are here at like the 4th best park in Texas.
Stay to the right.
Six Flags Over Texas. Alright, what is up? It is day 2 and our last day in Texas, and honestly we're only here because it's convenient on the way back home. We've got about 3 or 4 hours that we can spend here until we've got to be back home in Louisville. But we're going to try to ride New Texas Giant, Titan, and get in here. Here we go. As always, with it being Super Bowl Sunday, it is dead. That's what we're here for. And kind of you, but mainly you. Maybe first train of the day on an RMC 2 days in a row. All right, let's get it. All the GP will go to the front, so it should be first train. If not second train's fine. So usually my least favorite RMC, but I've got a little bit of a new respect for it today. I don't know if it's hauling or what, but you get a fair amount of floater and ejector, kind of a mix. The restraints, they immediately make you appreciate the other RMCs because they're a lot less restrictive than other ones. I mean, after the first couple good pops of ejector, it's pretty much just a lot of overbanks, but you go through them really slow. You really get to experience them, and there's a couple, decent floater moments the rest of the way. It's definitely not one of the better RMCs, but it's not the worst, like I've always called it. Now for trims the ride. So we just did Titan. I guess it's not as terrible as I remember, but my opinion still stands. It's a knockoff B&M Hyper. The drop is so shallow it's forceless. The turnaround does nothing. You get one good airtime hill after the turnaround, and then right before the trims, those helixes provide some great lateral forces that almost make me gray out. Aside from that, it's a pretty pointless ride. We're gonna go do Shockwave now for Bean. Again, one of the most intense coasters there are out there.
Hold on tight, enjoy your ride. You say you're high? What?
There's no one in our time.
Oh.
This thing does not look like all that much, but the crazy thing about these old Schwarzkopfs is just how strong they are despite the incredibly wonky layout that they give. The first 2 vertical loops, you gray completely out. Now after that, you go into a turnaround and you get 2 extremely strong ejector pops, especially with the restraints that they have. After that, you get a good floater hill, and it's some long drawn out transitions and not much, but those first 5 elements taken back to back to back to back to back, that's what makes the ride. That's why enthusiasts love these so much. So we're about an hour and a half into our 3 hours, and we've already got 6 on New Texas Giant, 3 on Shockwave, and 1 on Titan. So I'd say mission pretty much accomplished. We've got Mr. Freeze, we're gonna head to that now, and we're gonna go get Bean on Judge Roy Scream. And we'll probably head back to New Texas Giant and call it a day. A really good day at Over Texas. Only 3 hours, or an hour and a half so far. It's probably the best day I've had here versus some 9 and 10 hour days that weren't so great. Completely forgot they've got the double mine trains. I love these specifically. They're just such fun, calm little zen rides. Just a little bit of a break away from all the other thrilling stuff that you do while you're here. Sit down, sweetheart. Alright, so here's another construction update. The last time we were here, they were still clearing the land. Now we've got a pretty full foundation set. Right there is where the majority of the ride is going to sit. That concrete they have right there is where the water is going to be sitting. They have not to do the switch station, so it is going to only run 1 train. Not much done. It definitely doesn't look like they're going to have a April or Memorial Day open. Because they could shoot for Memorial Day, but I think it'll more likely be like Jersey Devil sometime around this summer, probably before Independence Day like we saw with Max Force last year. what's surprising to me is we don't see any track on site yet. We don't see the station starting to form yet. It's really surprising with how small the project this is compared to other coasters like Pantheon and Pandemonium. How little progress we've seen since the last time we were here, which was all the way back in August. And now for the hidden Judge Roy screen that seems to always be closed, so I guess no Judge Roy screen today. Considering the other one's a Vekoma Flying Dutchman, this is probably the best Batwing there is. Up until the RMC Raptor started coming out, the best cloned coaster out there. 3, 2, 1,
Bad hair pieces and poorly dry.
So I totally caught a $20 bill on Mr. Freeze. That might be the coolest thing I've ever gotten from a coaster. Six Flags paying me back. So I guess the plan is probably do Shockwave with Beam 1 or 2 more times if I had to guess, then maybe 2 or 3 rides on New Texas Giant, and call it a weekend. Boogie.
Remember that any and all of those articles that cannot fit securely in your pockets should be left with a non-rider. Parents, please make sure that your children meet the 42-inch height requirement as strictly.
Alright, last rides of the weekend on a hauling Texas Giant. Alright, that's gonna end it for today. I got 3 more rides in on a New Texas Giant, still absolutely hauling. I don't know what the difference what maintenance did differently this morning. They need to do it every time we visit because 10 times better than it's ever been. We're gonna head home now. I got work back at 6 in the morning. It's gonna suck, but I think we're gonna try to hit OWA in Alabama next weekend because it is the only new park that is open. So until next weekend, Sweet Home Alabama, ride on.